What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video, I just want to talk about MITI and what happened with it. Because if you saw my video yesterday, you probably got in at a decent price, and oh my god, I mean, it went absolutely crazy. I got in between 10 and 11 cents, and it went all the way up to 19 cents and consolidated and finished above 18 cents. And I'm currently up, unrealized, over $5,000 on this position. And if you know me at all, you know the fact that I sold no shares is extremely uncharacteristic, because normally I am so conservative that I will sell a 20% gain on a $200 stock pretty much instantly and just take those profits because I don't want to lose them. But in this case, I am more scared of losing the potential future profits than losing the current profits that I have, because I think this stock has the potential to run another 1,000% or more. And because of that, I didn't sell any. And I've got some more due diligence for you guys today that I think can help explain why I feel that way. So definitely keep watching until the end, because some of this stuff is really important and you do not want to miss it. Also, subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you don't miss videos like this, because they're kind of time sensitive. Also, if you want to be the first people to know about new stocks that I find, definitely check out the Discord in the description down below, because I always talk about them there first before I make a YouTube video about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like the video if you like the video, and yeah, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so here's the chart for MITI today. If you saw my video yesterday, you were probably watching this chart today anyway, but I just want to talk about my thoughts on, what it looks like. So again, we had this big rip up right at open, because again, I think a lot of people overnight realized the type of potential this company has, so they probably bought in right at open, looking to get a good entry, and I mean, it went up pretty fast. And then after that, once we had all this insane panic buying volume died down, it had a nice pullback, a nice dip, setting some lows. It bounced off of that $15, or I guess 15 cent area exactly. Bounced up, made a high here at 18 cents. Came back down and started consolidating for the rest of the day, man. And really not a ton of volume, because again, this stock normally doesn't have that much volume. It's an OTC stock that most people really haven't heard of. So too much volume is not very typical on this stock. I mean, if you go to the 3-month chart, this is the most volume we've had out of any of these days. And look what it did with that much volume. If we get more volume, this thing can absolutely run. And what I like about this fact is that the stock closed near its highs. And typically when you have a green candle that is this large and it closes near the highs, it's very likely to gap up the next day, especially on OTC stocks, because again, people cannot buy after hours. So the more people that find out about this, the more people that realize that this is a good company to invest in, that it has really big potential long term, the more likely it is that this stock will continue. And just to give you an example of that, TSMP, if you watch my channel, you've probably heard of that stock. And if we go here, look at this particular day right here. It closed, in the top third of the candle. And then the next day, it gapped up a ton. Like an absolute ton. I mean, it just went up a ton. So, I mean, this is very common to see on OTC stocks. Even on this day, it closed right at the highs and it gapped up. This day was a big red day, but this chart got a little bit overextended. So I just want to, show you kind of what I'm expecting. I personally would expect this to gap up just because it closed very strong and it set some nice support, nice consolidation in those 16, 15, 17 cent areas. And that is very good for a stock, because if you go up exponentially, if you just go straight up, what goes straight up must come down. That is a fact of nature, a fact of life. So I don't like being invested long-term in stocks that go straight up, because they're more likely to have these massive crashes. So the fact that it's had some consolidation today and was building some support in these areas, I think is a really, really good thing. And I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings in terms of the price action. And again, you can see I still have all 70,000 of my shares up unrealized, $5,376. So I mean, this would have been the biggest trading day of my career if I just closed this out. But again, I'm more scared of missing out on the future profits than I am of missing out on whatever profits that I have now, because these could be measly in comparison if this runs to 50 cents, $1, $2. So that is why I have not sold any yet. Again, I will probably take some profits on the way up if we continue to spike, but I would like to keep some of these shares a very long time, because I personally expect it to keep going crazy. So let's go into the due diligence now. Here is the OTC Markets website, and this is where you can see a lot of information for OTC stocks. And if you scroll down here, here's what I want to show you guys. It has all the SEC filings, and again, we talked about in the previous video why those are so important. But if you go down here, it goes to insider disclosure. Keep scrolling. You can see the amount of buys and sells within the last 6 months. And in this case, you can see that the CEO is buying shares. He's buying shares, man. He's buying them as recently as I guess the 8th. What is it? I can't do what month is that? October? No, September, August of 2020. The end of August, he was still buying shares, and you can see the price range in here. I mean, it's not that far away from where it is right now. I mean, he definitely got a good entry because he got in before the big spike of today. But I mean, he got in at 7 cents. He bought 100,000 shares at 7 cents. And what you guys might not understand is that insider buying is extremely important, especially if they're doing it on the open market, because he's not going to be buying a stock that he thinks is going to fail. And typically, insiders do that when they have knowledge that they think that the stock is going to perform very well over the next couple of years. And who's going to know that better than the CEO, if that makes sense? And if I go to this on Investopedia, just to show you guys, this talks about what investors can learn from insider trading. Now, insider selling is not always a bad thing because sometimes they have price targets. They automatically sell shares if it hits a certain price, so you can't always glean information out of that. But it talks about that right here. You can see it has this quote. Peter Lynch was noted saying that insiders might sell their shares for a number of reasons, but they buy them for only one reason. They think the price will rise. Insiders are prevented from buying and selling their company stock within a 6-month period. Therefore, insiders buy the stock when they feel the company will perform well over the long term. So if the CEO is buying shares of this company, it's because he thinks it's going to do well over the long term. And if I scroll up a little bit here, it says, they have to report this on Form 4, which details a company's insider trades. And you can see here, we actually have that exact form. This is the amount of shares that he currently has. He has 3.47 million shares of this stock. And maybe he's going to keep acquiring more. I'm not sure. But the fact that he has this many shares, he's bought them within the last 6 months, means he expects his stock to continue to rise for the foreseeable future. And I don't think that is out of the question. I don't think that 150% day means that the run is over by any means. And I personally expect this to continue. And hold on, there was another thing down here that I want to talk about real quick. Yeah, so we can see this here. It says, under tips for using insider data, stay the course. Evidence suggests that insiders tend to act far in advance of expected news. They do this in part to avoid the appearance of illegal insider trading. A study by, Penn State includes the fact that they make these insider trades as long as 2 years before the eventual disclosure of the news. So this is not just the fact that, he bought this 5 months ago and now it's higher price. That means the stock is going to tank. At this point, he is investing for the future because he has big plans for this company. And again, if you haven't listened to that interview that they did back, I believe it was sometime this summer, maybe it was in August, maybe it was in June, July, somewhere around there, definitely go listen to that interview. It's on the previous MITI video. I'll try to link it here again, but if not, it's in the description of the other one. And it really just gives you a better idea of what his vision for this company is. And I really expect good things from it, man, because if he's still buying shares, I can't imagine that this thing is going to continue to go down. And with the potential that it has, man, I really feel like it's worth holding. And I feel like it's worth holding even when I'm up so big. Also, something that I just wanted to point out, it is currently Thursday, January 14th, as I'm filming this video. And if you go to the investor relations website for Metesco, you can see here that under their news releases, all of these happened pretty much on the 15th. This one was the 14th, obviously, but the most recent ones have been on the 15th. And not every month, but September 14th, October 15th, December 15th. So if there's going to be some type of news released, potentially it could be tomorrow. And it might be at 12:30 p.m. So who knows if they actually release news? That could just be some conjecture from my part, but I feel like there's a chance they release some news. But I don't think we need news because at this point, they're still growing the company. They still have either 1 or 2 locations of the 50 that they plan on opening in the next year and a half, and I can't see any way for this company to go but up long term. If you bought in today, if you bought in here, is there a chance that it goes down under your entry? Probably. Yeah, I mean, anytime you buy a company that is up from 2 cents, 2.5 cents, up to 18 cents, there's a chance that you could lose some of your money, especially if you cut it. And that's why, like always, I recommend putting something in here. If you want to buy in, put something in here that you can afford to lose because this is an OTC company. There is risk to this, and you could potentially lose everything. I could potentially lose all my unrealized gains and some of the initial money that I put in there, man. I could lose more money than I've made today. but I'm willing to take that risk because I feel like it's worth it, and that's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. Have to give that disclaimer. Always consult with a professional before making any investment decisions, but I personally like how this thing looks, man. So hopefully this video was helpful. If you guys made it this far, thank you. You're in the 5%. No one watches the end of my videos. It really hurts my soul, but you know, it is what it is. I guess it's my face. I gotta get some plastic surgery or something. Fix his nose, man. Got that weird nose. All right, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, you know the drill. Let's go better together.
Besar tu boca si te despiertas. Mi tiempo también es tuyo porque me inspiras. Solo quiero que seas la única que así me mira.